All right, let's talk about the art of thinning, and I do mean art. And we're going to talk about how to avoid diseases by thinning, how to get great size fruit by thinning, how to get great color and great sugar by thinning. Man, look at all this fruit. I'd love to leave every single piece, but if I do, as these fruit mature and get bigger, they'll cut off air circulating around the fruit, and that'll open up this fruit for disease later on in the season. Also, as these fruit mature and they're so close together, it'll take and not allow the fruit to size as big as they possibly can. And last, if your fruit is so close together, the sunlight will have trouble penetrating in so that it takes and gives the fruit its beautiful color and also its wonderful sugar. First, the idea is to space the fruit so that the limb that it's on can actually sustain the weight of it as the fruit gets larger. Now the rule of thumb is, what my rule of thumb would be, is a fist with your thumb and your pinky spread out. But in my prunings, I keep the tree very, very low. As you can see, this tree is basically about 6 feet tall. So I keep the trees low. That means that my laterals are very low too. So my spacing is going to be a lot more critical on these shorter limbs. So we want to take and we want to remove the fruit that is on the shorter limbs, like this limb right here. This short limb doesn't look like it'll be able to support all three of the fruit that are hanging on it right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and eliminate one, and we're going to eliminate two. We're going to leave one on that limb because that short limb looks like it'll only be able to take and support that one piece of fruit. Well, here's another shorter limb right here. And now on this limb, what we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 pieces of fruit on a limb that's no longer than 6 inches long. So we know that if we let 8 pieces of fruit stay on this limb, there's probably going to be problems. 1 in sizing, and 2 in the weight of the limb, of course, breaking under the pressure of all this fruit hanging. And on this shorter limb right here, I may very well leave 2 pieces of fruit. And I may take out first this overlapping piece right here by pulling up on the stem and then pulling it off, okay? And then I'll take and look at, well, let's see, this one isn't bad placed, but I'm not sure yet. I'm going to take this one off, okay? And boy, I love the size of that one right there, so I probably will keep that one, pull this one off. Then I've got these 2 right here. So it's not bad to leave one right at the end, like right here. So I'm going to take and pull this one off right here, and I'm going to take and pull that one off right there. So here we have another very short limb, 4 pieces of fruit hanging on there, and I'm probably going to just take an up, pull back, and this one I have to be real careful of because you can see the stem is shared by this piece of fruit back here, and that's the one that I want to leave. So sometimes you can pull up on it very gentle and you can eliminate it that way. But the other way to do that is to actually just take your shears and get in very carefully and just snip it out. Like that. Now we have a great space between these 2 pieces of fruit. There you have it, the art of thinning your fruit. So we've covered the reasons why we thin. We thin, of course, to prevent disease. We thin so that we get great color. We thin so that we get good size as well, and great flavor. We actually thin to space roughly at about 3 to 7 inches, or a thumb and a pinky's finger in between fruit, and especially when it comes to apples, peaches, and nectarines. This is an art. Enjoy yourself, and then enjoy the fruits of your labor. Thin.